get into the playoffs. Loser of Cardinals, Rams, you're out of here. Bears win. Packers don't get the 1 seed.
Nick, you may be right, and I don't think I'm brave enough to go out on that branch, but I think you're right. But, Jenna, I have to believe in Aaron Rodgers. I have to believe in Devontae Adams, so I'm going to go with Packers by 6, but I think Nick may be right.
Okay.
All right, be the tiebreaker.
There's a difference between a pick, an analysis, and a wish. What Nick Wright did just then was a wish. He wants Aaron Rodgers to lose. He wants Aaron Rodgers to have a bad game, not because for your own betting benefit, because that would ensure that Patrick Mahomes would win the MVP. The Packers would still win.
That
was untruthful analysis from you, and the audience deserves better. They deserve your best, and you didn't give it to them.
Truth teller Wild.
Not the way to start the
If
game.
he loses, Mahomes
And then
probably
you pick
does
this
get
team to win
MVP.
10 games. Then you, how many wins
12.
does
I
the
picked
Bears
the Bears to win
have
12.
right
I picked the Bears to win 12.
I gotta
That's
say
correct.
a couple
I
of
bet make the
things.
playoffs. Make the playoffs. Go ahead, Jenna. Sorry. Go ahead.
Fox Super 6 has already given away over $3.5 million. Get your picks in before kickoff on Sunday, the early games, for your chance to win some of that money. For more information, you can always head to the Fox Sports app. All right, let us talk some football. Back here with former head coach Eric Mangini, who's joining us. And, Coach, I've been hard on the Cleveland Browns this season. You know it. I know it. Brandon's little kids know it. It's pretty obvious. But Browns can make me believers this weekend. A win over a Steelers team resting most of their key starters, and they are in. That is both a simple and a difficult task at the same time. It's a lot of pressure on Baker Mayfield, and as we know, he's fantastic under that commercial pressure, but can he be great under playoff pressure?
Everybody knows it's win or go home. So there's no need to stress it anymore. There's no need to add any pressure. Like I said, it's just about us going and doing our job.
Do you think you're at your best under these pressure situations? Crunch time or clutch, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, these are the moments you ask for when you're little. You dream of playing in the games where it comes down to you have the ball in your hands and you want to take care of business. It comes down to the moments where you have to win.
And with that, again, we welcome in Coach Mangini. Coach, let's start with you. First of all, Happy New Year. Thanks for being with us. Do you expect Baker to handle the pressure, carry the Browns to the playoffs? First time in 17 seasons. I get carried away with this team. I forgot to wish you a Happy New Year. Thank you for being with us.
First of all, I'd like to say
Happy
New Year. Happy New Year to all of you, and I'm excited to be here in the new year. Wild's already making his take of the year 8 hours into the new year. I don't know how well that's going to hold up. Nick's complaining about how Patrick Mahomes isn't getting enough respect, and Brandon's saying that Baker Mayfield is an underdog. He's the #1 pick in the draft. So I'm excited. We are rolling here in the new year. So let's go. Do I think that he can handle the pressure? Yes and no. Here's what I feel. I feel like going into last week, the idea that you would throw the ball 53 times with no starting receivers, to me, was disappointing and a little bit mind-boggling. And I'm a big Kevin Stefanski fan, but to put that pressure on Baker Mayfield when you've got two of the best running backs in the NFL and they only run the ball 18 times, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I really feel that the Browns' best path to success is when the marquee doesn't say starring Baker Mayfield, it says featuring Baker Mayfield. It should star the running game. It should star the offensive line. And when that's the case, Baker plays extremely well. There's no need to put – the thing the Browns have done all season long is take the pressure off them by running the ball so successfully and by getting him out of the pocket, by putting him in the best position to be successful. And then you go back to last week and they put all the pressure on him, and it doesn't work out very well. And just go in with the idea that the running game is going to anchor this team, and that's the best chance for Baker to be successful.
Coach, that word pressure is an interesting word when it comes to sports. Some people ignore it. Some people act like they don't deal with it. But I think we all deal with pressure. And you can either fold or you can thrive through it, right? So when you look at this word pressure in Baker Mayfield, I think he's one of those players that really do a good job when his back is against the wall. He has that makeup. He has that psyche. You know those players, coach, that when, the game is on the line, the ball has to come their way or the ball is coming their way, they got to make a tackle. They just crumble. They can't handle it. But you also have those players, coach, that came to you, and I've probably been one of these players like, coach, throw me the ball right now. It's 4th down. The game is on the line. I don't care if they're double teaming me, triple teaming me, just throw it up. You probably have to be like, Brandon, please sit down. Let me call my play. But Baker Mayfield is that guy who wants the ball in his hands in critical moments. I truly believe that. His issue is, will he protect it? There's only like 1 or 2, 3 lapses throughout the game this year where it's like, oh no, Baker, what are you doing? You've been playing so well. So my question to you is this. It's like, who is Baker Mayfield? Because you said he's the #1 overall pick. I'm calling him an underdog when he's the #1 overall pick. But who is this guy? Is this a guy that you can trust in these moments? Is this a guy that you can hand the keys to for the next 10 years?
Well, you're absolutely right, Brandon. You want to think about players in critical situations. And the late Ted Marchibroda used to say that all the time, is that in those critical moments, think players, not plays. And this is a critical moment for the Browns franchise. But I don't think we really know whether or not Baker is going to be in the position to carry the load. And when he has, over the past few seasons, it hasn't worked out the way that he hoped or the way that the organization hoped. I feel that he's matured significantly from where he was last year.
Yeah.
I think that he's been humbled from his lack of success. And look, we all grow and we all learn and we all continue to improve. And he's shown a lot of that.
Nice.
But it's not the time to put it all on his shoulders. When he's performed the best is when they've been able to actually take some of that pressure off of him and allow him to relax and just play to his ability. And he's got really good natural ability.
Sorry to just pepper you with questions, Coach, but I said earlier we're going to get an idea of what type of playoff quarterback Baker Mayfield is in this game, because this is a playoff game. I know it's not actually a playoff game, but if they win, their season goes on. If they lose, it's almost assuredly over. Wilds understandably said, okay, here's the thing about it being a playoff game. It absolutely is not a playoff game because it's a regular season game, which is a fair point, but I stand by my take. Do you think this will give us a window into what type of postseason quarterback Baker Mayfield can be or will be the following week, depending on how he plays this week, because the stakes are the highest they possibly can be in a regular season game?
Well, I think this is more going to give us a window as to how effective the Cleveland Browns can be in the playoffs and what their philosophy is going to be. Are they going to look at this as we are a run-first team and we're going to build everything off of that? Or are they going to go to the idea that this is a Baker Mayfield first team and we're going to win that way? And I don't think that's the most effective way for them to win football games. They've done so many good things by focusing on the running game and focusing on forcing teams to put 8 people in the box and then moving Baker Mayfield and allowing him to get out of the pocket and putting him in positions where he can really maximize his ability. So to look at this, if they go in and say, we're going to make Baker the focal point, I don't think that their stay in the playoffs are going to be very long. If they do it the other way, I think they've got a chance to create a lot of problems for people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, everybody. I rarely do this, but I'm going to put my journalism hat on and get our next edition of the Future Things First newspaper, Future's favorite newspaper, where we predict the future. Here it is. Boom. Browns win. Steelers resting everybody. Big Ben's going to get another week of rest.
That's it.
Pouncey rests when Big Ben rests. Defensive Player of the Year rests. And Cam Hayward, who had 8 tackles last time they played, he rests. So this newspaper Nick, has about 95% accuracy. Okay, pretty good.
Yep.
5% of the time, there's a misprint. If this is a misprint, earlier in this year, you were like, it's step by step. This is great. They haven't won a game in 35 years. Da da da.
Yeah.
Do you still adhere to that? Do you still think this season is success with back-to-back losses to the Jets and a Steelers team who is resting guys?
Yeah, so if we're judging it based on where they were at the beginning of the year, going 10-6 and having Baker have a bounce back season, knowing that at the very least Stefanski is not out of his depth, to be fair. I guess that's not fair, but to what Freddie Kitchens was as a head coach, those are all positive things. But because the season would have fallen apart at the end, Wilds, it's an inch forward. If they make the postseason and don't have Jets and Mason Rudolph beating them in the final 2 weeks, it is a massive leap forward, even if they lose in the first round of the playoffs. So no matter what, this season is something of a success. But it's like if they lose this week, it's like the Monopoly second.